North Carolina against TCU in Dublin, Ireland.
That's not great. I'm not going to try, but it's not good.
What isn't good? My accent there?
Accent. Very bad.
I thought it was pretty good. Shout out to our Irish friend. He was on the show last year. I saw him at the national championship game. Connor, great dude. North Carolina, TCU, Ireland. TCU, a 7.5 point favorite. This game is at noon Eastern on ESPN. I still think about, and unfortunately for you, David, not going to 7 games in 6 days or whatever that was. Like
6 games in 5 days. That was
6
tough.
and 5, and you went to this game, right? Was the end
I did.
Of the
this was the very last game of week 1 last year.
Do you remember the feeling? What was the feeling like in that stadium when North Carolina in the very wait. Let me say it.
Go ahead.
North Carolina in the very first drive goes right down the field and scores a touchdown on TCU. Michael Jordan's there. Lawrence Taylor's there. We're all like, holy cow, Bill Belichick's here. And then they lose by almost 40 points and the season was a mess. But what was the feeling like in that moment when you were there?
It was kind of the culmination of, you could feel the energy on campus. Like, again, I went to 6 games in 5 days. A lot of them were neutral site games. But the vibe in Chapel Hill was, like, unbelievable. Like, Franklin Street was packed. Fans were fired up. I didn't go to the Chase Rice concert. I don't think I couldn't make it through that. But but like, that was full. People were very excited. And then, like, just the euphoria of, like, oh my gosh, this might have been the greatest thing that it is still the high watermark of the Bill Belichick era. The energy was cool. The fireworks were going off. The sideline was like exploding. I will say in my head, I was like, this doesn't bode well for TCU. That was kind of where I was. Cause I was like, I know what UNC has personnel wise. I was like, this is not a great roster. TCU was still a little bit of an unknown entity at the time. They're a little bit more known now, slightly, certainly replacing a lot, but, UNC has not demonstrably upgraded their roster. I'd say it's about the same roster they had a year ago. Not a lot of impact added, not a ton. Lost, the quarterback spot, we'll see. I do like adding Bobby Petrino. As funny as that combo is, it's a good pickup. Like, Bobby Petrino could call some ball plays. So, yeah.
So 7.5 is kind of closer than I would have thought, given how last year's game went. But there is a good amount of change on both sides. With TCU, you have new offensive coordinator Gordon Samus, comes from UConn, expected to run more of a pro-style type of attack. I do think TCU is going to try to run the ball a lot more. And can they run the ball better? That's one of my biggest questions I want to see with TCU. Can you run the ball the way you want to run the ball and not just be slinging it around?
They did have a lot of trouble against UNC last year, but
they didn't.
As the season went on, it was not great.
The new quarterback, Jaden Craig, comes over from Harvard. I visited TCU practice last week. They love this guy. Biggest thing, not turning the ball over. Sonny Dyke said
it should be noted, Chris, not just a TCU thing, like the football people, like he was like, for the schools, I don't want to call it bargain bin shopping, but just for the schools that like weren't going to break the bank for a quarterback, like people were like, this kid from Harvard, like people love this guy.
He's big, good arm, takes care of the ball. That's exactly what TCU wanted. And in camp, was told that he only had 2 turnovers. Both of them were on tipped balls. So they like it. That was a problem last year, as we know, has been said with Josh Hoover turning the ball over. But big part of that is I just think they're going to be running the ball more. And run the ball, take care of the ball, hit the plays that are there. The over-under of this game is 47.5. I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game.
I agree.
In part because I think North Carolina is going to be running the ball a bit more, too. They've got
I think that's going to be their strength.
Yeah, they got a big offensive line. Billy Edwards is not really a guy you want to sling it around a ton. And so my biggest question with them is, do they have any life on offense with Bobby Petrino? Whatever you think of the roster, I mean, we know what we think of the roster. Bobby Petrino knows how to coach offense. Very good off. I thought that was a great hire by Bill Belichick. We saw what he was able to do at Arkansas last year. Not a good team. He was still able to put up points.
Good offense.
With those
I think the biggest difference, though, Chris, is Taylon Green's a great player. Mike Washington might steal a good chunk of carries from Ashton Genty this year. He had the pieces. I don't see the pieces for this team. Like, I do like Damon June. He's got some pop to him. Like, their line, we'll see. But the skill position talent, I mean, it's not good. Like, Jordan Shipp led the team. Jordan Shipp, an okay player, but like, it's not great skill position talent. Certainly much worse than what Bobby was working with at Arkansas the last few years.
Defensively, Steve Belichick. Oh, I'll say defensively, North Carolina did get a lot better defensively last year to where the end of the year, they were a very respectable unit. And they finished like in the middle of the country in a lot of defensive stats. And considering how bad they were to start, TCU Clemson game, like it was a clear improvement. Now, Steve Belichick is not there right now. He's on a medical leave, the defensive coordinator. Now, what impact is that going to have on that group? I'm not sure. It's been a couple of weeks, so it's not like this just happened and they're scrambling. So we'll see what that plan is. I imagine Bill will be involved more on the defensive side.
Sounds like he's probably going to call. They've been really dodgy about what exactly things have looked like. You won't believe this, Chris. I know you won't believe this, but when they've asked Bill Belichick kind of about this, he's kind of just been like, all right, stack of days, get better every day. It's like, okay, all right. Well, we'll see how many days they've stacked this offseason, I guess. Time will tell. I think the expectation is that USC is going to get their face shoved in the dirt in this game. I'm not like, I can see it. I'm not sure it's going to happen. I feel like it's going to be an ugly game. Not one like other beatdown, but just like a slugfest.
One other factor too, it may be raining during this game. All morning on Saturday, it's about a 35% chance of rain. Temperature is going to be in the mid 60s. Humidity's high. So there's a chance rain, again, leans into running the ball a bit more. But I'm, again, like you said, a take quake, going to have so many thoughts on this game as it's going on. After it happens, just remember, people, don't tweet something after the first drive that you'll come back, realize you got retweeted by Freezing Cold Takes or something like that.
You might end up in the new Freezing Cold Takes book, which, by the way, Fred sent me a copy of the book. It is very entertaining.
I'm in it.
He is in it. Which
someone sent.
You take umbrage with it, Chris.
I do. Someone sent me a screenshot of me being in it, and it was about after, I think, 2020 when Texas A&M won the Orange Bowl. I think it was.
Yes, it was the COVID year. They were 9-1, and they were like knocking on the door of the playoff.
And there were some other people who were like, Jimbo Fisher's got it rolling, or this is why Texas A&M gave him all the money, blah, blah, blah. I said, coming off of a top 5 finish, got a number 1 recruiting class coming in, there's a lot of momentum here for Texas A&M, which was true. That's not a take. That's an observation of the situation. I maintain it was not a take. Anyway, this game, TCU 7.5. What are you taking?
I can't in good faith take North Carolina. Like, I do kind of think TCU wins this thing. I think it could be like a 13-10 at half, and then TCU ends up winning like 31-13 sort of situation. Like, I think that's kind of where I feel like it's going to go. Just because this game's always weird, though. Like, the field conditions always kind of weird. You mentioned the rain. Like, anytime you're playing on soccer fields, like, the cleat situation can get a little bit hairy. I don't really understand we need to get a turf management guy on here to explain the difference between football fields and soccer turf, because anytime I'm watching like those international NFL games, people are slipping all over the place, tearing the turf up. But anyway, my gut just says TCU. I think TCU might be really, really good. I really do like Gordon Samus, Jaden Craig. There's a lot of excitement and pieces coming out that I really like at TCU, and UNC. Like, juiceless, I don't even know that begins to describe the situation at UNC, but just like you look at what they have, it's like, okay, like Petrino's kind of the only thing that you really like that's moving in a positive direction. You didn't really add a lot of big pieces. Don't really think Billy Edwards is a great player that's going to help you. I feel like if you had utilized more of the quarterback run game with Gio Lopez last year, your offense could have had a fighting chance, but Freddie Kitchens was not doing that. So I'm going to go TCU here. I like them pretty solidly to win and cover. There's a world in which North Carolina mucks this up, or Petrino is scheming up some nice ball plays and getting guys open. But give me TCU.
Yeah, TCU folks are a little bit worried about Petrino. Like
they know he's good.
They know he's going to come up with something, and they're going to have to make adjustments as that happens. One thing I forgot to mention about TCU, their projected starting safety. I had this in the last episode, but Jacob Fields, Defensive Player of the Year, Conference USA at Louisiana Tech, transferred in. He has been booted from the team because of an altercation with a teammate in the locker room. So he's gone. He was the guy who's going to replace Bud Clark, who's in the NFL. So that's
who also got hurt, by the way. Sad. Bud Clark, legend, great player.
So that's another just thing to watch with the TCU defense. But I like the pieces at TCU. I like how much emphasis they've had on winning in the trenches compared to the previous years. And if Jaden Craig can take care of the ball, which I think he can, avoid that. They just have more talent. I'm going to go TCU wins and covers as well.